introduction.
And we're live. Alright. Welcome to the inaugural articles stream. We're going to have some fun here. I have a couple articles that we've modified, and several in our little time-honored tradition, which has been suggested by the notorious Maxand, who I'm joined by.
Hello!
Right off of feministing.com.
Yes, tonight's stream...
no parody.
Tonight's stream is sponsored by Feministing, where all your feminist needs will be answered.
I'm also joined by Allie, one of our fantastic people from GGP. And
always the amazing intro.
Allie, can you do that thing where you do the 100% nigga voice?
I'm 100% nigga!
Alright, with that, we can get right into the news.
The stream has been baptized by Allie. Let's move on. Alright, so first off, this is the state of the webpage that threw together in about 5 minutes. We'll be listing the articles that we do edit.
Sorry, I had to give
on this fantastic webpage I've written.
Give the man credit. We have to throw this together. In
No,
like
you.
10,
No,
in
you.
10,
No,
in
you.
10 minutes.
No, you.
So, if you don't mind, you may bask in the glory of my web coding skills here.
Good God.
This is top-notch coding, as you can see.
Oh yeah, this is better than the shit I do on my best days. So, without further ado, we'll move on to item 0 on our list. The 0-day landing, the bomb that will go off and set forth a new plethora of fantastic streams.
The monster
of
that
shit
broke.
content.
The monster that actually broke Google Chair. Randopotamus.
Yes, we give you Randopotamus of Salty Fats Harpies. And her open cry for relevance to social autopsy.
Yeah, woo! Hold on, let's hold on. Let's get Google effects out.
Oh yeah, let's do this shit.
Are you ready, folks?
Are you
My
ready?
body's ready.
Penis!
There we go.
Right.
Yeah, give it up for Randopotamus.
I'm not usually a fan of ceaselessly complaining,
I
but...
just wanted to read this, by the way, because
Oh, okay.
I'm not usually a fan of ceaselessly complaining, but since I'm the one doing it, why not?
Hey, Craig.
I've been trying to write this post for 3 years. Every attempt has resulted in way more assault than my blood pressure is comfortable with because I'm really that angry about everything at all times.
Just to quickly say here, Max, I highlighted myself, so...
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that everyone else could see. Alright, continue, Ellie.
Fuck it. This post is not at all a complete and exhaustive list of everything that is wrong with my life. Oh, totally not.
Wait. And the Randopotamus own count hits 2. Yes, I will keep track of the own count. God.
Now I have to find a way to like animate that shit on screen. Just have like a cow shake and have a number over it. Sorry.
Hello to the founder of Social Autopsy, Candy Crush, or is it Farmville? Your company lists you with 2 different names. Pick one. Okay. Hi, welcome to my exclusive club of butthurt vaginas.
Number 3.
There's a lot of us working together on this problem, but it's small enough that we all know each other and we talk a lot.
A lot.
It's a pretty diverse group of people. Yeah, totally. You have white women that peddle victimhood for a living. Oh yeah. Women of color that peddle victimhood for a living, and men they wish they were women that could peddle victimhood for a living. We all recognize that we got different ranks in the oppression Olympics, so we tend to focus on educating others about our naval lint while ignoring any and all legitimate criticisms.
And 7.
I'm
Who are you?
Randopotamus myth, salty fat herpes.
That's not, I'm just gonna chalk that up as 9. That's another 2.
I focused on technical aspects of harassing my victims online. I ransom tech companies with advice on social component design to create tools. No, not only not the tools that fund me, to help myself and others harass people, eat Cheetos by the shipping pallet while posting on social media, and continue to cry ad nauseum about the tech industry in an attempt to shift their priorities onto me.
That's 11. God damn it.
I'm gonna say, Max, do you have the ability to pay out all this, or is this just you kind of counting it up? I don't know if
Her
your
own
bank
account's
account's
gonna
that
get
big.
higher than Krillin's. No.
Continue, Randy.
I've been doing this since I sold my child for some meth. Prior to this, I read some shitty man pages, belligerent tech support responses, and useless source documents on USB driver code for 15 years.
Oh,
Still
God.
accomplished.
16, 17.
My primary focus was systems of getting people to do things for me, because I'm too fat to do them myself. But I have a pretty broad ass, totally fat and totally sexy, totally.
Most chairs at the tech rolls. Oh my god, that's 18.
I
That's
built most chairs
definitely-
at the tech rolls at some point, so I can speak to many aspects of the tech industry furniture, half of which I broke. I left
Google
career in
Table
the eating contest speaking circuit to focus on harassing people online after their domestic violence incident targeting my mistress Zoe Quinn. Yes, the person you spoke to on the phone.
19.
Escalated into the most publicly discussed attempt to stop public discussion to date. I started harassing people, and in return, I was told to fuck off.
20. That's
Oh my
20.
god. I stole and broke some code to block most of Twitter. In return, I was chastised for posting a receipt for a parking violation.
21.
I've chosen to make up a story to cover my personal insecurities and batshit insanity. My own mother doesn't want to know my home address. I know little about what it's like to harass people online and how to escalate that harassment.
That's 23. Yeah,
I'm
that's
telling
23.
you my life story to impress you so you can understand where I'm coming from when I tell you, unequivocally, I'm a goddamn train wreck.
And we're just gonna call that 30. Yeah, we're just gonna call that fucking 30. There we go.
You seem to think that online harassment is a serious issue on the internet. This is not the case. Online harassment is far more nuanced, and escalation takes many forms, including but not limited to
Here, let me
dogpiling.
mansplain this for you.
Yeah, go take it away.
Alright, dogpiling. When a large group of people disagree with me.
Oh, terrible.
Doxing. This includes posting someone's home address, phone number, or other personal information that is not intentionally
Hold
publicly
up.
available, such as employer de-anonymization is also a form of doxing.
Hold up. Let's just make sure we clarify. Miss Independence has no idea what doxing is, so that I'm just gonna count that as 5.
Even though she like fucking
There
doxed
we go.
debt collectors
Hold
in
on.
order to get
There's
them to
also
lay off.
swatting, when a false threat is called to the police with the home address of the target in an attempt to get a SWAT team to descend. People and dogs have died because of SWAT. This is attempted murder by cop.
37.
Which, let's
I
see
will
here.
also-
Randy tried posting a parking violation to say, "Oh look, I almost got swatted."
I will also
That was
say
the
before
reference.
we get to mail fraud that that's actually false. There have been no reports to date that somebody has died due to a swatting attempt yet. Hopefully that stays. that
Yeah,
way,
let's
but-
hope that stays that way.
Yeah.
I know people have had guns put in their face. I know that she hasn't.
Yep.
And you know what? Quite frankly, I hope no one does put a gun to her face.
Yeah.
Being within 20 feet of that must be disturbing. Mail fraud. When someone has been doxxed, it's not uncommon for them to be signed up for a large number of subscription services. In many cases, people have been mailed dangerous or toxic items in an attempt to harm or intimidate. I did hear Sargon got a new cutlery set.
Didn't Milo Yiannopoulos also get a syringe sent to him?
I was going to say, several people got
38.
syringes and dirty knives and other shit sent to them, yes. Let's see. Career threats, employers, conferences. Gee, that sounds familiar. And anyone that publicly associates with the target will be emailed with the intention of causing ostracization and long-term financial harm. SEO bombs. Oh, I know where this comes from. Creating multiple web pages with defamatory statements. ED. That
We'll
will
be
be
at
at
the
the top
top.
of Google's search results, ED, when searching for the target's name, ED. Social media impersonation, creating accounts with the target's name and photo. This is often
39.
followed by sending messages to that account to associates of the target.
40.
These accounts are often protected by the parity clause in most terms of service. Godfrey, we love you.
Hold on.
I mean, that seems like a back pat, but whatever.
There
Alright,
we go.
seeing as I was being so misogynistic there and cutting off the Randy Potamus, you know, let her continue.
Complaining about all of those makes me sound like a raging hypocrite, right?
42.
You can all agree are awful like me. But when I start talking about dogpiling, that's when labeling someone as being a harasser becomes problematic.
Problematic.
Yes, I like to harass a lot of people, but a lot of social media platform design makes interactions mostly one-to-one. It's not obvious that I receive hundreds of similar pieces of good advice from concerned netizens. I like that word. If blame must be issued, most of it can be piled at my feet for creating a platform that makes reference to my name so common.
44.
Mean words suck. I always wake up in the morning thinking, I'm going to be an asshole today. People are complex, but I am not. A few mean words without context doesn't make bad people. Most people aren't good or bad. I can be whichever you'd like for some more meth.
45.
They have bad days. They may have politics or beliefs that you don't like. It doesn't mean that they belong on some kind of naughty list created by some kind of naive online harassment Santa Claus.
Now, I'd like to say right
46.
there, that last sentence is unmodified. She wrote that seriously.
I don't know. She's fat enough to be a Santa Claus. I'm giving you this free advice. But if you act now,
Wait,
you
hold
can-
on. Sorry, she said free advice, so that's how many people care.
But if you act now, you can be irritated by my daily for the low price of just a little more meth and a night on your couch. You decided to publicly shit on Zoe after she tried to bully you about your platform. Can't do any more meth. Going to Twitter to talk about it immediately afterwards on the social autopsy account is shady as in my technical skills. I see that you deleted tweets, so I'll remind you of what I feel like making up while writing this. Say that some Gamergate woman was being aggressive, that she didn't understand what you were doing, that she started crying on the phone because she was so upset. This is gross. Just like me. The doctors are still trying to determine if uncooked hamburger meat counts as a vagina.
50.
Why would you talk about a phone call on Twitter as if you have any say over your own actions? You then proceed to state that she was leading Gamergate and that she's the cause of all the harassment messages you've received. That's
51.
the person that originally tried to silence the public discussion of her long record of domestic abuse. The woman that made Forbes 30 under 30 list for her San Francisco fanficking cash override.
52.
This resource for perpetrators of online harassment try to yell at you because we all want to be the first to take credit for others' work. In return, you call her out by sending a flurry of tweets with the Gamergate hashtag talking about your conversation. You correctly blamed your harassment on her and told Kathy Young that she was bullying you. I'm a fucking idiot.
And because she was nice enough to say she was a fucking idiot, I will take 2 off the own count. We're back to 52 people. We're back to 52.
Get ready for your
So, I am brushing off the Cheeto dust.
God damn it, now I have to give it
residue.
53.
I'm going to tell you why your idea makes me jealous as shit. I'm doing this as a public masturbation because I'm terrified that more people are going to step up and call me out on my obvious bullshit as I try to capitalize on an industry without having any clue what the fuck I'm doing.
55.
Finally, it has taken me nearly 2 years to figure all this out, so it's no surprise that anyone blindly wandering in is politely informing me I got it wrong. You aren't the first,
56.
and I'm sure you won't be last. It's about ethics and blacklist.
It's about ethics and blacklist. 57. Not just for the title.
Exposing people's names in list form is a bad thing when you're talking about online harassment. It includes targets as well as perpetrators. You've stated that no one will be able to browse the list, but given your site design and a lack of robots.txt, I assume without proof that
God
this list is
damn it,
easily
that's
exposed by anyone that does a Google search. How are you encrypting this data on the back end? What does encryption mean? What is your password? I'm guessing you don't really have a plan given the DDoS you've had due to definitely not me. Totally. Those
I'm
lists
just-
often targeted by landlords are looking for some lemon-soaked krill. These
I'm
are very
going-
important questions.
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's 70. We just went up 10 by one paragraph. 70.
Rack 'em up, rack 'em up.
Please do continue.
Cross-referencing social media profiles is really difficult to do because I said so. On a technical level, don't ask me anything technical. But the
71.
methods of this is something spend some time giving to me. Please give me more meth. I need it. This has the potential to
72.
make what I'm doing more obvious than it already is. So making that information publicly available is effectively taking my food away. You shouldn't take that away from me either.
73.
Much harassment is a product of my actions on the internet. How long would it take for me to expose your data, which could lead to the government jailing me? Are you ready to take the responsibility for that happening?
74. God damn it, we're really gonna reach 100? Are we really gonna do it?
Yes, we are. We might even reach quadruple digits. You never know.
People are submitting screenshots of me. These are very easy
No,
to check by
you
following
missed a
the
paragraph.
No.
Yeah, yes.
Fuck.
Screenshots of her.
Keep moving it so
Come
I'm like,
on,
keep
Randy.
it down.
Come on,
I
Randy.
need more meth to focus.
That's 74.
75, you mean?
The article, but fuck, that's 74.
75, max.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Counting
okay,
right.
75. Yeah, there you go.
Screenshots.
Screenshots of harassment include sensitive information, such as my threats of doxing. What assurances of privacy can you give me? The submission form on your site is anonymous, so you have no assurance that the person who is submitting the harassment isn't DDoSing you. It is me, and that's a whole new level of fucked up, because now you got some other people looking at me.
And that's 80. There we go.
People are submitting screenshots of me, and these are very easily checked by following the archive link on the image in any browser. You don't have a URL submission, which frankly isn't surprising given you've stated you intend for your friends to de-anonymize the person doing the harassment.
81.
Not all the harassment I do happens in the public sphere, as many of my suck statuses are set to private. Like my own son, who doesn't exist.
Wah.
You've stated you plan on verifying this data? How would you do so if I block you first?
And that's
API tie-ins for common platforms would be a better choice of buzzwords.
84.
You have a responsibility here that you've repeatedly tried to shrug off. When you put a product like this out into the world, you have to plan on how it will be abused.
You see
have to
that
think about-
sentence right there? That was another one. Good job, Randy. No self-reflection.
That is, yeah, that's another one. I don't even know. I just lost it. That's 85. Yeah, continue. I lost count because this is so goddamn funny.
I just finished that bag of chips anyway.
Brush off the Cheetos dust.
You have to think about the worst case scenario and how your product can be used to hurt people. There's nothing to keep someone from creating an account personating someone else and submitting that data. I have no contextual awareness whatsoever. A very
86.
common scenario for me is for me someone to say something abusive, and my target responds by saying something that out of context seems overly aggressive and borderline abusive. This is a normal
87.
reaction to my abusive behavior. You just go all no meth for Randy.
88.
And put your stash in your database. You really think that's
89.
helpful? Your platform is going to be used as a vehicle for drug abuse and create more
90.
people like me.
Oh my God.
My industry is built on ransom trust.
Ransom trust?
when you're dealing with the internet.
When you're dealing with the internet, it's very important that people know who you are, where you're coming from, your social security number, and that you're a reliable mule. They need to be able to trust you. At this point, I don't trust you. You said things I don't understand or agree with way too many times. Did I just not have enough math when I read it? Your video fake you stated you thought the site, which will not become a platform for pastries, how unfortunate, is great for my unborn meth baby.
93.
Not only is it really not a good culture fit with the way I use meth, this would also be
94.
illegal. COPPA protects children, and you should probably talk to a lawyer. Or maybe you finally looked up a dealer after a bunch of people tweeted my addiction to you.
95.
Because you're stating that this site was never intended for meth. We must have just imagined you going on and on about how it'd be great for young mules to use your product to make deliveries to my poor shanty.
96. We're getting close there.
You stated you already got 12,000 profiles using Google site indexing. I will stupidly assert that you've got 114 profiles at most.
97.
You stated that the current site has a fake database with dummy data. Those people are real because I said they were. I manually verified that a few images of people are indeed images of people by doing a reverse Google image search for images that were taken from Google image searches.
Wait, hold on. Let's give her a round of applause. She knows what reverse image search is. Good job.
The complete list has already been doxed to some shitty troll board.
Totally wasn't her.
Don't ask me to define the word dox. You're responsible for my shitty grasp of the internet. This is your fault, not mine. You talked about how you wanted trolling.
Up one.
Oh, wait.
Up one.
God damn it, move it on me.
I'm sorry.
You said that each submission will be reviewed. Your current platform allows anyone to submit information about another person, and that content is immediately posted with no review because I said so. In fact, someone who is 100% totally not me exploited this functionality to upload an image called index.jpg, which, due to things I'll never understand, allowed someone who is 100% totally not me to make your front page
anti-helicopterkin.
And that's 98.
Wait. You talked about how you wanted trolling to have repercussions and mentioned listing me as well as my employers. Given how easy I assume it will be to have random people added to you to this database, I'm so going to abuse this. I guess you'll eventually come to this conclusion because now you're saying you won't accept my Cheetos. That's weird because they're still part of your submission form on my screen. There were Cheetos on my screen.
That's
Zoe.
99.
Zoe, a well-known cock connoisseur and domestic amuser. Get that cock, girl. Called you to give you free services. She knows as well as I do how this platform is going to be exploited to make her bad behavior stick around in public discussion, but you chose to ignore her, and you correctly told her that she wasn't supporting you, and then you went to the group that's been trying to talk about anything but her and violated her virginity while talking about how you're going to be bullied by her. You then proceeded to blame harassment you're getting from her on her. What the fuck?
Look, insert
anachronistic ethnic slur here. Look, you nigger.
That's 100. Hold on. She's fucking lost.
100.
She has lost the internet. It's over, folks.
Someone's telling you that your idea isn't bullying. Well, I tell you that my associates, quote unquote, always get a cut of the social justice check, especially when they, quote unquote, have been doing this for much longer than you. That is bullying. You weren't condescending, annoying, and you knew better than zoo animal queef. I get that we've said mean things to you in the past few days, and that it sucks. I'm empathetic, really. Totally, because I don't tell people to set themselves on fire. Just ask my
empty meth bag. God damn it, 103.
Just because I've been harassing you doesn't mean you know how to do things that I don't. This is just like
104.
saying that just because you drive a car, you would know how to fill the gas tank.
Stop with the woman and tech bullshit.
Do you have a technical background at all? Can you please tell me who you slept with? Being a woman founder of a tech company isn't always easy. I wouldn't know, but this is my time to speak down to you. In fact, trying to find the funding and being taken seriously as a founder in the world without meth, that is the tech industry, is awful. Your whole addiction must go.
110, I'm
Hurting the
just gonna
rest of
fucking
us.
rack that as 110. Continue.
It's hurting the rest of us, those that are hopelessly addicted to meth. Like me. It's perpetuating a stereotype. It makes you look like a
111.
fucking productive member of society. You know how social justice feels about
112.
society. It's okay to be feminine and technical. It's not okay to be comfortable with that. Your Kickstarter makes you come off like a fucking airhead because I said so.
114. God damn.
Why would I
She's
want
on
to
a
trust
roll.
you with a sensitive delivery, quote unquote?
150.
I can't stop! I've only listed a few of my problems here. So problematic.
Really? You think?
There's so many. This post is already too long.
160.
If you want my help to traffic drugs better, I suggest you send a bunch of apology emails to Five Guys, Burgers, and Fries, and learn to swallow balloons. Learn to accept my help or else. I've done the research. I know the concerns. We're still here, and we'll still help. But you have done fucked up my freeloading. I don't trust my
117.
pajamas. If you really want to become a force against online harassment, you have to work on fixing me.
118.
You blamed your Kickstarter getting shut down on trolls. You're wrong. That was me.
There. Those two sentences right there, I just want to inform you. Definitely still her.
As long as you're willfully harming my dumpster fire for reputation by directly
was me.
informing people with products while kicking the shit out of anyone that begs you to let the cronyism continue, we're going to
119.
keep harassing you. You've
120.
created more work.
Continue.
You have created more work for me in the past 3 days, but I'd rather eat some weight gain powder to invest the extra calories now. Because if this bullshit doesn't get nipped in the bud early, it's just another fucking platform that I'm going to have to beg people not to use through my victim bot.
And that's 130.
Yes. Now, Randopotamus with salty fats herpes. Sorry, harpies.
The internet version of Hold My Beer and Watch This.
So she
No.
ended up getting 93 favorites and 19 comments before I found this. And of course, she has other articles we might look at some other point in time. For instance, thoughts on the SXSW Online Harassment Summit and diving into the cesspool, fixing YouTube.
Now, I would
But you
just
see,
like
there
to
was
say,
a response by Mr. Whitey O. Betahan McKnightly.
on the next episode of Randopotamus, we will be looking into the further fucking pit that is Randy Harper. But how high can the Randopotamus own count go?
Well, we'll never know, considering that, according to new information, young white women are less privileged than they used to be.
Oh, God.
And this, of course, was written by Dick Thirsty, otherwise known as Eric Levitz. Sorry, we're hopping straight into this one. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to take a very brief minute here and add some information you wanted to share, or just some commentary on that.
Oh,
I think this is a better. I think this is a better mechanism here, hosting the article ahead of time. On this oh so well written website. I do like this better though. I don't have to do anything. We don't have to like pretend that we're doing any kind of serious business shit.
ASMR.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't happy when you started to mince words about things like blood pressure and comfort.
Oh wait, so does he want me to read like in a sultry voice or something?
Well, maybe without the cringe noises. But I have to say
the voice that only you can do, Allie. That is awesome.
100%.
Oh, fuck. No,
All
this
right.
picture, before we get into the article, I would have to ask all of you who are watching, though, the two of you.
Boy or girl?
Is that a boy or is that a girl? I can't
No,
tell.
I
It
think it's
looks
just some hipster guy with what I guess a new fashion narrow ascot, but
yeah,
that could
it
be the
looks
top of
like
a dress that's tied up front.
it looks like a 16-year-old dude who's really depressed because he got bullied yesterday.
Also,
And,
why are you in the bathroom? Why is someone taking a picture of you from behind you? Are they saying bullying words? Why aren't you giving them the finger? Why the fuck are you staying around while someone else is doing this?
yeah, like, are you getting bullied because you like to dress in feminine-looking ascots, or I don't know, man. That's whatever. Let's continue. Why white women are less privileged.
It was the meth. Okay. So, in this image here, unfortunately, privilege among women 25 to 34 is becoming less common. For the first time on record, privilege expectancy for white women is declining in America, according to newly released data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's National Center on Health Statistics. Between 2013 and 2014, the expected privilege holdings at birth for white women in the United States fell by 1 microaggression, from 81.2 misgenderings to 81.1 online disagreements. By itself, such a fluctuation could be written off as a statistical blip, but the new federal report follows a paper by Princeton economists Angus Deaton and Ann Case that documented a spike in the real-life events rate of middle-aged white Americans over the last decade, as well as a New York Times analysis from January showing a drug-fueled spike in the Tumblr rate amongst whites aged
Now,
25 to 54.
before we continue, all of these reports are facts. Don't bother looking for them. You just have to listen and believe.
Listen and believe.
You
More
have
disturbing.
to listen and believe.
More disturbing than the new report itself is the accompanying analysis on causes of privilege decline from within the demographic. For the age group 25 to 54, parents refusing to coddle and buy shit went up. Demographer Eliza Arias told NPR. Unintentional postings, which is mainly Tumblr and Twitter social justice warriors and chronic mental disease, went up by quite a bit. These causes of real-life expectations increased for both white men and women, but the spike amongst the latter was more pronounced. The privilege expectancy for all white men between 2013 and 2014 held steady. Meanwhile, other causes of taking personal responsibility are declining, according to Arias, including leading buzz killers like heart disease and cancer. Aided by those declines, privilege expectancies for African Americans rose from 75.5 in 2013 to 75.6 in 2014, while Hispanic Americans saw a similar gain from 81.6 to 81.8. Both groups have gained a full gender studies degree in privilege expectancy since 2008.
What the fuck?
A full gender studies degree in privilege expectancy.
Taken together for the various reports on microaggression from the past 6 months testify to an epidemic of porn abuse and despair concentrated among young, economically disadvantaged whites. This is undoubtedly a public health crisis and may also be a political one.
I blame the other kid.
This is, of course, tagged under Tumblr privilege expectancy and white guilt.
I blame otherkin. I blame them all. It's their fault.
Okay.
Tumblr must be burned to the ground and we must hunt down the other kin.
So now we have a few articles from feministing.com.
Oh god. If for those that don't know, feministing.com is a feminist.
We don't have to modify these. This is how they're originally written. We have done nothing to them.
Yes. Now, Craig usually finds one randomly. Like, you could literally pick any article out of a hat from the site, and it'll be just as funny as the ones we just parodied. So go ahead, Craig.
I was going to say, seeing as we haven't been around for a while, we now have 6. 2 Ferguson protesters prove why black women protesters need support.
Here we go.
By Jackie Germain. I don't know if that's Jackie or Jacqui.
I'm gonna say it's probably
Watermelon.
Hey, Craig, why are you mansplaining about black culture, man?
I don't know. I'll just shut up and read the article. Is it our duty to fight for our freedom? It is our duty to win We must love each other and support each other. We have nothing to lose but our chains. Asata Shakur. The quote became a regular prayer of sorts for all of us in St. Louis in those chaotic weeks after Michael Brown was killed. Hands up. As the nights dragged on and the weather changed, though the police tactics didn't, a number of notable protesters began to stand out of the crowd for various reasons.
Hands up.
Two of whom were Brittany Farrell and Alexis Templeton. Earlier this week, Farrell and Templeton appeared in court for a pending case regarding a direct action that occurred in 2015. They found out that the prosecutor is pushing for jail time for both of them. That's going to be interesting. Let's see. Shutdown of I-70. That's what it was.
Yeah, they blocked the goddamn highway.
They were 2 of 70 people.
Yep.
That were 60 people that were arrested. Sorry, I-70 stuck in mind.
That's what happened.
Shutting down an interstate, though. It's not just a highway, an interstate.
Remember, though, this is a direct action, as in they finally fucking did something. The direct action in question, aside from loot and riot and so on, the direct action in question was part of a weekend of actions meant to commemorate the 1-year anniversary of Michael Brown's death. What, by being arrested? Fantastic. Monday, August 10th, 2015, was littered with arrestable direct actions all over the city of St. Louis, organized and carried out by protesters refusing to let the city forget what had begun a year ago, and really decades long before that.
Now, if I remember correctly, the cops gave these people every chance they possibly could
to
verbal scatter.
Warnings.
Yeah, multiple. I would say they gave them more warnings and chances to fucking just leave peacefully than most cops would have, but they just refused to just.
Weren't they starting to actually throw people down because they were refusing to go?
Well, one action in particular, led by Farrell, Templeton, and others, blocked all 8 lanes of Interstate Highway 70, chosen specifically for its symbolic and literal representation of white flight. No, I thought that was over Kitty Hawk. Seriously, did I miss something here?
What?
Whatever. No, I mean white flight. I thought that was all flight.
I don't know.
Oh, wait a second. We're not talking about inventions. We're talking about stupid shit.
Yeah.
See, in the end, I-70 was entirely shut down in both directions due to their incompetence. Let's see. The shutdown lasted for an impressive amount of time, all things considered. Notice how they didn't state how long it lasted. A single driver in an SUV tested the line, inched forward, and then eventually sped through a mass of protesters, nearly running over several.
Good.
Over 60 protesters, legal observers, street medics, and others were arrested. Street medics, no. They're not medics. They're assholes with a bit of water in a bottle. Later, we learned that Farrell and Templeton had both been charged with a series of misdemeanors, including, in addition to a single felony for Farrell. Good. If you're being a flagrant piece of shit like that, maybe you should be arrested.
And you should be charged. Honestly, people, if the cops are telling you to disperse and they're saying you can leave without any legal action taken against you, fucking leave. God damn it! Just go.
For fuck's sake, you were there. You got airtime. Your message was conveyed.
You didn't have to push the issue.
The message afterwards would have been cops dispersed group, not group left like a bunch of pussies.
Yeah, honestly, if you had dispersed like they told you to, your message probably would have been even better. But you had decided to be a bunch of stupid pieces of shit slammed on the ground and cuffs put on you.
Let's see what Prosecutor Bob McCulloch has to say. Yes, the same Bob McCulloch who basically handed a grand jury a non-indictment in regards to Darren Wilson case has been involved in controversy for decades. Is the key force pushing for jail time for both Farrell and Templeton, unsurprisingly, and the driver who, while operating a roughly 4 or 5 ton machine, sped through a crowd of people, any of whom could have easily gotten caught under tow, perhaps dragging a number of people beneath their wheels, was obviously charged with nothing. Well, yeah.
Because they shouldn't have been in the middle of a fucking interstate.
Let's see. There was apparently they interrupted their own article for this. Waits while someone inserts some played-out garbage about citizens breaking the law, and what did you think would happen? And you're hurting your cause by inconveniencing people who didn't do anything to you, and run on sentence and run on sentence and run on sentence, and something else about people needing to get home after work, and then also an out of context Dr. King quote for good measure. Still with me? Okay, moving on. Correct. We're moving on to another article. I mean, I got bored. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I did too. Honestly, it was
pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, at least that one, they had the Oxford commas up to the run-on sentence.
Yeah.
I'm staring at you, Sargon, if you're watching. He's not going to be, but I'm still staring. Let's see. Feministing reads, what we're reading. I figured these would be interesting. Just as a little cross-section. We don't actually have to read what the fuck they say.
You have to remember. Across the pond, Sargon doesn't believe in the Oxford comma.
I know. Yeah, it's named after a fucking university over there. Anyway.
Each month we round up books our crew is reading. That post is my favorite source for book recommendations. This month we also asked readers to tweet us about what they're reading, some of which we've included below. Check out what's on everyone else's bedside table.
Probably a dildo. Anyway, we're going to move on. We're just going to read the titles because I really don't feel like hearing all about their lives. Let's
Jenna,
see. So,
Jackie, Courtney, God, these people, man. God,
so let's see. There's the red parts. Don't miss. Let's see. Whatever. Then there's aesthetic. Yeah, aesthetic justice, intersecting artistic and moral perspectives. This sounds awful.
That word needs to stop being used. Intersectional feminism, intersecting to be fucking goddamn it.
I mean, it's at a crossroads, sure, but you know what? I'm pretty sure insect biology doesn't have any intersections with feminism. All right, so Jackie, second book of poetry, Play Dead, and then Fatima Asghar's debut poetry chapbook, After. The book's name is After. As in after, yeah, like after you're done reading this, throw it out.
I don't want you to play dead, Jackie. I want you to actually do it.
God. Let's see. This is a person that exists on Twitter. Elena Ferrante, my brilliant friend. That sounds incredible. Let's see. Then there's also the Argonauts.
There you go.
And then there's blah blah. Okay, this is just bullshit. See, A Body Undone by Christina Crosby. What Belongs to You by Garth Greenwall. Blah blah blah. Body of Truth: How Science, History, and Culture Drive Our Obsession with Weight and What We Can Do About It. Someone sounds like a fatty. And Joanna Kempner's Not Tonight: Migraine and the Politics of Gender and wow.
Hey, well, Maya might not be a fat person. She might be once was a really big fat person who got liposuction.
I'm sorry. Someone sounds like they have very much more glial cells than other neurons.
Probably.
Someone sounds like they are of some kind of cetacean descendants.
So what you're saying is she doesn't have calves.
No, I'm saying is that she might literally be a land whale.
She doesn't have ankles. She has cankles. Her calves.
No, she has thankles. Her thighs start at the top and extend all the way down.
Oh my God. That's horrible. Thankles. I thought cankles were bad, not thankles. Okay. You're talking 800 pounds for an hippopotamus.
Alright, and you remember this face from the last time we went on this website? That's right, it's back to Maro Jahangiri.
Oh God, it's the woman who paid 1 million peanuts to get her face redone.
I mean, does it cost that much for that much Botox? She looks very uninterested in everything.
Yeah, it cost exactly 1 million peanuts.
Let's see. Quick hit, the Panama Papers are a feminist issue. I figured we'd stop there. Feministing is celebrating our 12th birthday with #PreteenFeminist.
I died when we were reading it.
#PreteenFeminist. Did you know, young women, that if you're a preteen, you need to be involved in feminism? Because what other kind of cult would you have to go through in order to be indoctrinated at such an early age?
Now,
feminism isn't a religion.
You're probably wondering, at what age do they mean you are you're pretty ripe for the picking. Well, they think 11 or 12, which is only fitting because it's
that sounds very similar to a certain region of the planet right now embroiled in conflict, and a certain religion is very similar in that region. I believe that though they go with a slightly younger age to start off with. What was it? Married at 6 and fucked at 9, right?
Yep.
Okay, continuing. Over a decade of feminist blogging makes us official preteens, and that would be why I'm skipping this. I really don't feel like molesting children.
Yeah, that's...
Let's see. Dear
Oh,
Mr.
there we go.
Trump, I won't be punished.
No, this will actually be interesting.
Well,
Donald Trump. Yeah. Yeah, give the man a round of applause.
Oh, Trump's a faggot.
Trump, you still need to get some hair.
But you know what? This isn't about Mr. Trump. This is about Mr. Trump. Oh, this is originally published on the community site. Okay. Let's see. We'll just read this first paragraph, I think, and then we'll probably end up leaving. Because this all looks like cancer.
Yeah.
Like, I deal with shit in the lab that is less cancerous than this. And I deal with, like, burning plastic some days. Alright, well, I guess it's just our time. Since you've said asinine and offensive things about Latinas. Seriously.
Muslims, immigrants.
Black communities, the people of Iowa, your competitors, Black Lives Matter activists, NATO reporters, most other countries, people with disabilities, women in general, refugees, virtually every news outlet, cats, I could go on. You should have, because this is lazy. I guess it was just time for you to come for one of the three of us who've had abortions.
I have to say, does she know what Trump's stance is? Nobody's more pro-women than Trump.
I mean, would you rather... Well, yeah, actually, you probably would rather Cruz ran because he's a shit candidate. I really don't like him. That guy is... at one point, he was a perfectly sculpted, carved butter statue of someone who looked human. And then he started to get old, and someone put him out underneath a spotlight, and he started to melt. And then we ended up with the Ted Cruz we all know and love today.
No, hey,
he looks like the Zodiac Killer.
This is the problem, man. Like, he looks like butter, but, like, Trump looks like a carrot. No, he looks like a carrot.
Trump looks like a donkey. Trump looks like a donkey from Face On.
A little bit, but...
Just put ears on him, and he looks like a pissed-off donkey from Shrek.
He looks like he eats carrots for fucking breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, this man just ingests...
Well, that's just the shade of the image they gave. Like, you can tell from the entire background and from the color of his fingers that it's not meant to be quite this purple.
Oh, no, I know that, but, like, if you actually see him, like, he does have a tad too much of, fucking, I don't know, tin pigment in his blood. I don't know.
Yeah, he has a little bit extra beta-carotene in him, does he?
A little bit, yeah. Also, that's not a good image.
I don't think it was meant to be. He looks very beady-eyed, and he looks like he really does gum everything he eats.
And it also, that's the one when he still had hair. Trump, we know the toupee comes up.
Apparently the stream already has a dislike. I like that.
Yes, I do too. It deserves more dislikes. Dislike lives matter.
Yes, all streams.
All streams. Not all streams. Not all streams.
Not all articles. Yes, all streams.
Hashtag.
Maybe it's like a duck. What?
Fine.
Alright. And then our next one here, before we move on to something a little more fun, celebrating the second annual Black Women's History Week. Don't forget, people, Black History Month has ended, and now we have to talk about Black Women's History Week. Because Black History Month was not important enough as a subdivision. I'm waiting for Black Trans Women's History Weekend. I don't know exactly how it's going to keep going down from there, but I see that coming. As you know, it'll be like some weekend, probably close to Election Day, so they can get all kinds of pissed off about it. Also, I like how this right here has 2 ats in it because, you know, someone coded that correctly. See, okay, we're going to stop after the first paragraph because hopefully this will give us the insight we need to understand the rest of the article, and then we're going to move on to anything else. Let's see. For the second year in a row, African American Policy Forum, AAPF, and several of their partners, including the National Organization for Women, or NOW, the Center for Intersectionality, no acronyms there, and Social Policy Studies at
No acronyms there.
and Planned Parenthood, which should be, have the acronym PP, but they can't make any of those potty jokes, have been celebrating the last week in March as Black Women's History Week because, like I said, they need to have their own week, and next time it's going to be Black Trans Women's History Weekend. I mean, we should, hashtag that shit, people. They need to have their inaugural year. Like, women have it all, right?
It'll degrade from there. Where like no, a weekend's too much. There needs to be one day dedicated to the trans, another dedicated to fucking lesbian. Like, come on, man. Like, when is it enough? When is it enough for these people? At one point, they'll just be an hour. Each hour of the weekend is dedicated to something else. Oh, man.
Sorry, I had to go and I had to respond to something Jewy that was being said, which actually leads us nicely into our next article here.
Time for some Jew.
Yeah, I'm bringing out the Jew voice.
Oh, goy.
So, what was being said on the Twitters? I forgot my yearly joke about the New Age orange on the Seder plate was representing lesbians being pretty hilariously homophobic.
Now,
I said to the person involved, you should say this next year for Cause Miriam.
For those that are anti-Semitic or hate Jews,
you're gonna get a kick out of this. Oh my god. Vyrick in the chat, he says PP because it's hilarious. And then he said, listen, they just need strong black women to be given consideration and be treated better than everyone else. Okay, with that, we're going to talk about this article here, which is first titled with Happy Passover. The Haunting World of Jewish Female Demons and Spirits.
And it's tentatively done by Gabriella Herstig. Just look at that face. Just look at it.
Oh, she has a crown on, isn't that special?
Yeah, she's special.
See right here?
Special.
Real day, everyday events for all Jews everywhere. Untamed female sex demons, possessed of evil spirits, brainless mudmen, and even some exorcisms. Who says Jews don't know how to get down with the dark side?
Mr. Jew, what is a brainless mudman?
Fuck if I know. I mean, that sounds like someone's talking about a golem.
So we gotta say some exorcisms trying to go on here. Is there some demonic shit?
In a world of paranormal activity, the witch and the rise of progressive Satanists, no Oxford comma. Where is the love for Jewish possession? Demons and hauntings.
You always know.
No, look at it right here. It's missing and then it's present. They aren't even fucking consistent.
Man, this isn't accepted by God.
You and your mothers are ashamed of your grammar.
I swear to God, I could give you like a 2,000-page essay.
Alright, this shit was hammered into me, alright?
It could have Oxford commas in every single place except one, and you would be able to find it in like an hour. But like, I found the one place where there's no Oxford comma.
Well, you see, I seem to be possessed, and Jewish demons demand respect too. A religion over 3,000 years old has compelling stories that take a look at the darker side of Judaism and the entities inhabiting its books. Enter Lilith. See this right here? It's a very good depiction of Lilith. Look at those feet right there. Definitely a Jewess. Alright. According to the Babylonian Talmud, Lilith would translate to night monster or night scream. By the way, it's night scream. Or it's just kind of the thrill of the night. Was Adam's first wife. There's something about religion there. And then Lilith was willful and strong-minded, and a little bit more about religion. Lilith's legend grew throughout Mesopotamia. And it was believed that she would fly around strangling or kidnapping newborns, possibly preying on pregnant women as well. Who knows?
You know, that it's funny because in Mesopotamian history, like, there's a lot worse beliefs they held than that.
Oh, indubitably. It was also believed that Lilith could fertilize herself with male sperm to give birth to her own demon babies. Babylonian Talmud warns, it's forbidden for a man to sleep alone in a house lest Lilith get a hold of him. Yeah, well, you know what they're talking about? They're talking about sluts in the night. See that right there? Very slutty.
You know what they're talking about? They need some guns.
See, the problem is there were demons everywhere, according to this article. See,
Are these
demons
people
and
even supernatural?
Well, we're gonna get to the part where they're actually talking about something, and the best part's gonna be I'm gonna be able to point this shit out for you. See, we skipped this whole thing about demonic possession and exorcism in Jewish folklore. You know, there were stories for a reason. Like it's to scare kids and retards like
let's
this.
at least address the nice lady we got.
Well, you see right there. This is from a performance called the Dybbuk, about a Jewish woman's demonic possession. She just looks like a bitch. See that guy right there? He's clearly not insane with his one big eye and his one tiny one.
And that guy next to him in the hat, he's definitely not really tired.
And he's definitely not Amish. Look at his face. Such a mashugana beard right there. See, here's the plot where it comes down to it for this whole entire article is Miss Herstick seems to have this misconception that most rabbis, there we go, unless they're ultra-orthodox, or they're in the movie The Possession, seem to be skeptical of demonic possession. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Most of them live in reality. See, they say Judaism has a very strong prohibition against any kind of belief in witchcraft and magic and stuff like that. Well, it's not really so much a prohibition as we'll make fun of you, mercilessly, every chance we get.
Yeah, see, I don't think she quite understands that the Salem witch trials happened a long-ass time ago. You can believe in witchcraft. That's cool. Go ahead. And you can even tell people you believe in witchcraft. But you're going to get made fun of.
Well, you know, in the Jewish community, if you do this kind of shit, you know, well, what's going to happen is, you know, your business is going to dry up. No one's going to do anything with you. Just going to kind of stare at you and laugh behind your back.
Yeah, that's all.
Or you know, we'll say it to your face, too. We're
Yeah.
not all assholes.
Most are.
I mean, look at this right here. This is clearly a very, very racist depiction of a golem.
Lives don't matter.
It's a very racist depiction of a golem. Some of them have one too.
Why is his skin so ashy? God damn.
No, look at him. Look at him. You see, he's definitely going after that woman. You see the size of his rock hard boner? It's like he's made out of earth or something. And there she's just sitting there reading. She's sitting there naked reading her Torah.
Yeah, look at the rabbi. He's like the power of...
Look at her. Look how fucking oblivious she is in her own fucking room. She's
Yeah,
sitting
the
with her
rabbi's
legs
like-
spread. The rabbi's like, no, you're supposed to take that boner outside.
The power of God compels.
It's like, at least take my shawl off me, okay? Wrap this tallis around you.
God damn.
That's bad enough of that shit. Oh, by the way, happy Passover. And at the bottom of the article, they have the audacity, the strict audacity to give us these two pieces of shit. Watch this dog get caught for showing its true colors.
That's definitely
Like
not
someone
animal
spray
abuse.
painted Toto.
That's definitely not animal abuse. Not at all. My God, fucking assholes.
Then, of course, there's always this one. Living
Oh,
on.
God.
Meet the woman making sculptures with bacteria from her skin. That's so unkosher.
Yeah, would you guys
Also,
like to
there
be
she
triggered?
is.
Triggered! Get
Look at it.
fucking triggered.
You look at it right now. You look at this. Look at this heathenistic bullshit.
The Jewish community frowns on this type of
The
stuff.
whole Jewish community frowns upon this person.
No, as Nick would say, the Negro community frowns upon this person.
The Jewish Negro community frowns upon
And
this
also,
person.
I'd like to take a gripe with them spelling magic twice. because they're faggots.
Look at this shit. Also, Satanists. You realize that Satan isn't a thing in Judaism, you fucking idiots.
They also...
Happy Passover. Alright, now to get on with some of our normal things here. Actually, I do have this kind of nifty article that was sent to me by my brother. The Web is Doom. So, in July 2015, this is by someone named Ronan on MobiForge. In July 2015, I suggested that the average web page weight would equal that of the Doom install image in about 7 months' time. This would be the original Doom, Doom 95.
Yes, yep.
There it is on that chart, projected. Now, if you look at it, it has a bit of a logistic curve to it, where it's going to bend down a little bit later on. It's kind of bent up a little bit here. But this is by Ronan Kremen, or at XBS on Twitter. In about 7 months, average web page size will be the same as a Doom install image. It already passed SimCity 2000 and Wolfenstein, you'll see. Well done, us. Onwards and upwards. Well, we've made it, albeit a bit later than expected. Here's where you can see that curve downwards is still kind of going. There's his projection, which is in yellow, and the average size, which is in gray. See, this is where we are today. We have passed the size of the Doom image. So recall that Doom is a multi-level first-person shooter that ships with an advanced 3D rendering engine and multiple levels, each comprised of maps, sprites, and sound effects. By comparison, 2016's web struggled to deliver a page of web content in the same size. If that doesn't give you pause, you're missing something. So where does this leave us? There's overall trends in page size, which I'll invite you to go ahead and read on your own time. But the important thing here is that the top performers versus the average tend to have a lower page weight. So on the average here, 1.2 megabytes, right, or 1,200 kilobytes, just say that, in 2016. That is the size of the top 10 sites, whereas the remainder, on average, are around 2,100 kilobytes. So, as you say, the 2 points of note here, top 10 sites are significantly lighter than the rest, and while the web in general is steadily growing heavier, the top sites have turned the corner, as in they're getting lighter.
Well,
so this might be stabilization that occurs here.
You also have to think about it like this, and you know, well, most countries that are well developed have broadband, and Google Fiber is the big thing, the big emerging internet technology. Most of countries that don't have that have dial-up. In fact, there's a report that says there's still about 2 million Americans that use dial-up services because broadband and any other type of internet service don't exist. So.
Yeah, in some areas you have to choose either between satellite internet, where you have really good download speeds, but your upload speeds are utterly shit, or dial-up, where you're just kind of.
So, and here another thing, readers will point out that some of the top sites are search engines, and thus they have an easier job in keeping things light. But even so, the second point still stands. They are getting lighter, not heavier. Note also that the top 10 websites list includes some relatively rich sites, such as Amazon.
Yep.
And this is a good article. We don't need to get into the technicalities of it, I don't think. We can do that on another day if people ask. Yeah, dude, what version of Doom are you playing that's only 2250 kilobytes in size? You must have been born in the 90s. Oh, cool. DOS Games Archive. Dude.
Yep. I've been there. They have them all. Yeah,
I didn't know this exists. That's fucking awesome.
They have every single one. Every single one you can think of. They have every single game. There's not one missing. I can assure you. I used to visit this all the time.
Yes! This is awesome.
Yep.
This is awesome.
I actually still
cool,
have. I was telling you. I still have my original Doom install CD somewhere.
I mean, I still have my WADs, but I didn't have. Okay, sweet. Cool. Okay, well, keeping that shit. Size of the folder when unzipped. Now I realize I'm unzipped. Okay, blah blah, whatever. Yeah, it's. I remember this shit too. Yeah, 8 or 9 floppies.
Yep. Yeah, I have the floppies, but you
I
know,
don't know where my
was,
copies are. I know I have them somewhere at home.
I have the floppies.
It's in
Also,
state.
because they released it on CD-ROM shortly after.
No, I
like, a
have
couple years.
my Final Doom disc, my Doom 95 disc. I have somewhere, but I know I have the floppies too.
Yeah, I have the floppies too.
I
Those are
kept that
somewhere.
shit, dude. I still have 5 1/4 inch floppies hanging out in my closet here.
Yeah, me too. You remember those like blue bins that would have a whole bunch of floppies? I still have a bunch of those sitting around. I actually
I wish
still
I could
have.
get the floppy drive that I had in the
Yeah, I still
originally
have
in the computer.
I still have a 5.5-inch floppy drive sitting around somewhere.
Yeah.
Still have that.
I wish I could install it in my computer, honestly, so I could have a floppy drive, but
I should go ahead and let
connectors
me
are
go ahead and
bad.
bring in other people here. Blah blah copy, and I'll drop this. Let's see.
Floppy drives. Shit was dope.
What the fuck are you, Bart?
Bye, Rick.
I haven't spoken to him in a while, so he's in here. Unless he isn't. Fuck.
1.44 megs, and then they had the other ones that came out after that were 2.88. Yeah, 2.88 megs.
They're fucked.
Yeah, kids, the floppy disk only had about two, maybe almost 3 megs of fucking storage capacity.
There he is. Jesus Christ.
Oh, man.
Oh, Varric, if you're watching, I sent you a link. And let's see, I'll drop it somewhere else. Here. Oh, he's playing Fallout 4. Okay.
Fallout 4 is garbage, Varric. I'm kidding. Love you.
It's like, why are you playing this? It's garbage.
That's only garbage if you play it on consoles.
All consoles are garbage.
Hey,
You join
classic
PC.
console.
Fuck you and your Dreamcast.
Hey, classic consoles are good.
Yeah, the Dreamcast is making a comeback.
The Dreamcast is a good console. It is not a classic console.
You are entirely allowed to your opinion, however wrong it is.
Amazing.
You're playing the console version, aren't you, Barry?
Welcome, Varric.
I don't. Thank you for having me. And I don't play filthy console games.
It's cool, man. I play consoles too.
Didn't we have the stream?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
We did. I just felt like making a punch, throwing a punch.
It's like, I'm pretty sure we've heard all this shit before at this point.
Mm-hmm. I think we're. I don't know.
Seriously though, Max, were you ever able to get the 3.5 floppy to hold more than a gig and a half, or more than a meg and a half?
Me?
Yeah.
Dude, they had HDs.
Yeah.
They were
No.
shit because they were lossy.
No, I have the other ones. Remember they came out with the other ones a couple years later that had 2.88 meg capacity.
Nope.
I have those. That's about it.
They were shit. They lost data.
I never saw those.
Yeah.
They were shit. They
Yeah,
lost
they
data.
Yeah, like all the.
There's a reason why they went out of style so quick.
Yeah, no. All they did was they used the different format from the 1.44s, and so it could hold up to 2.88. But each time you deleted shit, you lost fucking space. So it was worthless. Yeah.
You know, I'm looking at the stream right now, and I put like the little I put up like the Grapus thing
Mm-hmm.
as the little what's it, the watermark in the corner.
Yep.
And Allie, you're getting graped right now.
Woohoo!
Don't call the cops. They can't ungrape you.
I'm gonna tie you to the radiator and grape you in the mouth.
Ah, yes, good old times.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, so someone's bitching in the comments that they use the zip size of the image. And someone else says, given that many sites are compressing the content they transfer to browsers, it's not unreasonable to use the zip file size. Well, yeah. Actually, it'd be funny to project forward.
I am projecting.
Well, it'd be funny to project forward this extrapolation to see if to see what year the current Doom install would be the size of a web page. I mean, it might be something several tens of thousands of years later, but it'd be funny to know what size.
I found that one post funny where that guy's like, hey, what version of Doom are you playing that's 220? Like, bruh, they were talking about the cover image, you stupid best.
Yeah, really. Like, it was not a fucking clue.
Dude thought they were talking about the game itself, like, fucking, wow. Shlomo. Yeah, man, they were totally talking about the Doom game itself.
No, it is. It's the install image.
Yeah, no, I know it's fucking. Oh man.
It's not a JPEG. It is the install, but at the same time, like it's not the
No,
install.
yeah, but it's not the game though. It's not the fucking.
It's the goddamn cab.
Yeah.
It's
the fucking several meg game itself.
So, Eric, what you been up to?
Oh, working, keeping busy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go pick up my other half.
Well, I think we're about to wind down here anyway.
Yeah, I'm about to go. I was about to say that, so we should probably.
Just go offline and just dick around or something.
Yeah.
Probably.
I think we're about.
Well, yeah. Before we go, everybody, the stream again is brought to you by Feminist Thing. Give them a good old looky
wait a
look
minute.
and see how horrible their site is.
Max, I thought the stream was brought to you by Clorox, now in a convenient, easy-to-drink can.
Oh yeah, that too. We have many sponsors.
Indeed.
And brought to you by Woo!
Yep.
Oh, and for future note, and I was just being lazy in that I didn't do so already, but there are 2 articles from the Degree 180 site that were written by Candace Owens, which I will be combing through and editing for my own usage and putting up on the articles site.
We're going to be doing a lot more dramatic retellings of articles from special people. So.
Yeah, there has been the crop of the lulz crop has grown tall. It has come time to harvest.
Yes,
I beg your pardon to Radline for not doing ASMR. I'm doing cringe instead.
Many Lultastic articles have come out, and now they must be parodied.
Yes, sorry, Rod. I know you came back here for the ASMR or whatnot, but next time we'll go ahead and we'll keep our
ASMR next time.
We're going to talk about articles.
We're not whispering. No, I'm sorry. Erased from existence. Okay, so I'm going to stop the broadcast right now.